Welcome to the first part of a three-part series on sushi. I'm going to show you 3 different creative ways to enjoy sushi and get those minerals, those vital minerals that our body so craves. Into it, okay? So thank you for joining me. Let's roll some sushi. The ingredients are really simple, no pre-planning on this one, except we have to soak our walnuts. If we don't soak our walnuts and just put dry walnuts in their juicer, it's gonna come out very oily, which is great if you're making pesto, but we do not want oily near our nori or else it will not roll. So here are some soaked nuts. They're from my farmer's market. That's why they have some brown on, dark. The rest of the ingredients are pretty basic. The main one is the soaked walnuts and carrot pulp. I went ahead and already made some carrot juice to acquire this carrot pulp. But if you don't want to go through that, you can always go to a health food store, ask them for some of their carrot pulp, and they'd be glad to give it to you. The rest of the ingredients will just be the fillers, and you can get creative, whatever you like. Let me show you some of the stuff that I've got. I'm going to do some finely shredded purple cabbage, of course dill. These are green onions, red pepper, avocado, some cucumber spears. If you like mint, mint goes wonderful in there. And also I have some green apple slices. I prefer to use green over red because green apples have more malic acid in it, which is wonderful for us. Also, I have some green beans. Any type of vegetable you could think of can go in here. It's like fun to get creative. And then for a leafy green, I chose wild arugula. It's very nice and spicy. Then I've got some other garnishes here. The ginger I'm going to mix in. I'm going to mix in some chopped dill. And of course, to make it taste super fishy, I've got some kelp granules. So between the kelp granules and the nori, this is going to taste really fishy. Okay, and between the carrot pulp and the walnuts, it's going to look really fishy. So you're gonna need a juicer. I'm really sorry for those of you that don't have a juicer. You need some type of juicer that homogenizes, be it Green Star, Green Life. But I'm sorry, you might be able to make a thick walnutty paste in the blender. I don't see why you wouldn't, but you want it as thick as possible because we're rolling sushi. It's not good to roll, it's not easy rolling mushy sushi. So I'm going to pull my machine over to me and just start running the walnuts through. I'm not using any screen. I'm leaving it blank. As you can see, if I was making carrot juice, I'd use the screen. But I'm just running solid walnuts through. I am also not using that little thing that goes into there. I don't need it. Oops. Remember, don't fill the chute up too high, trying to save time because you're gonna have to stop the machine, clear the clog, put it back together. So remember, use good posture when you're pushing your ingredients through the chute. I used to always give my shorter employees step stools when they were running stuff through the machines like this. And remember, I soaked these walnuts for just an hour. Okay, we are done with the machine. And remember, there is still so much inside to be scraped away. Look at all this. So yeah, be sure to clean out the ingredients from your machine. Okay, we have that. To that, I'm going to add the carrot pulp. The fun thing about this is there is no exact measurement. You just add it for coloring and for texture, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna add the dill. Again, doesn't matter how much. I've got some delicious freshly minced ginger. And now for the kelp. About 2 tablespoons. You can mince purple onion up in here. You can add some extra garlic. Whatever your heart desires. It's fun because sushi, you can get really creative with it. Okay, so this sushi is going to be basic sushi. Now, if you have a roller, that's great. I encourage you to not use a roller and just learn without the roller, because there will be times when you do not have a roller and it's kind of a crutch. Why not just learn how to roll sushi? Make sure the glossy side is down. The more textured side is the one that I'm gonna put my ingredients on, and it's best to roll on a bamboo or a wooden cutting board. It just makes it easier. So I'm gonna just grab about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons full of sushi filling, and I'm going to put it 1.5 inches above the end of the wrapper, making sure to bring it all the way from end to end, or else it's not going to be an even roll. So make sure you bring your filling all the way to the ends. And the filling itself is about 1/4 inch thick and I don't know, 1.5 inches wide. You can, of course, you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. I'm just gonna do a basic, regular type of nori roll. So, you know, you can always put a lot more. You can make this double. I've seen a lot of huge nori wraps. You know, that's fine too. I kind of like it a little more, you know, bite size. Just fine, you know, again, to each his own, no rules in here. So this is the fun part. It's adding the toppings. So I want to kind of be careful how you place these because it's going to show up in the final product. So I think a little bit of that is good. Then we got the arugula. Oh, I've got that for the garnish, the dill. Apple slices, like I said, that just goes so surprisingly lovely in here. Of course, our red peppers, cuke spears, and maybe some avo. And let us not forget the green onion spears. Green onion adds such flavor. All onion does fit. Okay, so here we go. That's it. Now I'm going to roll it. I've always liked to kind of lift up the tip, the knife, okay? Now here we go. I do not roll very good, but practice does make perfect. I'm not even a good roller, but you just want to make sure to keep it as tight as you can as you roll up. See my fingers, how they're going? And then make sure you have your trusty little water container here to moisten the edges. And there we go. Press it a little bit and then flip it over to make sure the seal stuck. If it didn't stick, now is the time to moisten your finger and just press it. But mine looks pretty darn well, so no further adjustment is needed. So just let it dry for a minute or so. And this is my second favorite part, plating the sushi. So we want as sharp a knife as you can possibly find. If it's dull, it's gonna tear the sushi. And I like to make it a little cut, maybe not right here. I like to start off center, like that, so that I just have, now I can make 3 perfect ones. After each slice, wipe your knife so that you're not putting the insides on the next wrap. It just looks nice. And also for different, if you want, you know, you can experiment with different types of cuts. If you cut it on the diagonal, you get a pretty one like that. See, I didn't wipe my knife on that one. I got a little food debris. Okay, so there we go. So maybe this one, you know, can be like the star pieces, and then you put these just going along any way your heart desires. And, you know, the first taste is with the eye. So let's make this as beautiful as we can. These are Chioggia beets. I sliced them thinly and I put them in water and it gives them this nice little curve. Dill is so beautiful. If you just look at how that looks so beautiful, just throwing it wherever they fall on the plate. It's just so pretty. Black sesame seeds are such a gorgeous garnish, but you don't want to just throw them. I like it going in a little bit in a different direction. Okay. And oh yes, thinly sliced purple cabbage. It just makes everything so dramatic. And if I had a flower here, I'd throw that on too. And now for the sauce. That is our lovely sushi. Look how beautiful that looks. As you noticed, I didn't put any spice into the mix except for the kelp granules. The major spicing would take place in the sauce. You know, I know a lot of people have problems with using oil, vinegar not so much. I like to add a few drops of rice, or it's organic rice vinegar, and it is diluted. And then I've got, of course, tamari or namashoyu soy sauce and a little bit of toasted sesame oil. So I'm just gonna put that in. A little bit of that. Put too much of that. I thought it had a better seal. And then maybe a drop of that. So we have the rice vinegar, namashoyu, drop of oil, and drop of toasted sesame oil. You can use regular sesame oil as well, but that's the only oil I would use. Oh, a little bit of truffle oil is good in the mix also. I don't have any, but that really gives it that exotic flavor. And then a little lime juice. And you know, it's really concentrated, these flavors, so I do add a little bit of water as well. Gonna mix it up a little bit and taste it. Oh gosh, I really wish you could taste this. So this is part 1 of our sushi series. We have a couple more fantastic ones to come. And I really hope you guys make this. I hope you're delighted with it as much as I am. And I look forward to seeing you really soon for sushi number 2. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.